Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here with Beth Nixon with Graceful Guidance. She guides families who are providing care or who need care for someone who's chronically sick, older, or disabled. First, we're going to talk about legacy.
It's time for the Talk Law Radio Legacy Spotlight. What's your legacy? Sponsored by Marquardt Law Firm.
Well, Beth, attorneys at Marquardt Law Firm focus on business and estate law, including last wills, living trusts, and tax-protected inheritance plans. It's all about legacy. So I want to ask you about your legacy. Is there some family heirloom that you've inherited or some family value that you want to make sure and pass down to your beneficiaries?
Oh gosh, absolutely. Many things come to mind, but the one thing. So my mother taught kindergarten and also private piano lessons for 42 years. She passed away 10 years ago, and so all of us kids, we all had to take piano lessons. And she left her baby grand piano to me. I'm the youngest, so I felt very privileged and honored to receive that. And so it's in my living room. I just started taking piano lessons again, actually. And of course, I'm going to leave that to my daughter. She's a teacher as well, just like my mother. And the piano has been something, a big part of my life for my entire life. And I'm going to leave that to my daughter at the appropriate time.
That's awesome. So in addition to the piano itself, you learned the value of music. And,
yes.
And you also learned, well, at least your daughter did, the value of being a teacher.
Yes, absolutely. We come from a long line of educators in my family. My grandfather, my aunt and uncle, my mother, and now my daughter is an educator. So yes, that's very important to my family.
Wow, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. So we've been talking about caregivers and caregiving and how to find the appropriate care. And last segment, we had a gentleman call into the show and ask about what to do when the hospital gives you a list of nursing homes when the patient needs to be discharged to a nursing home. So how can you help in that type of situation?
I get this situation every week. Typically, what we see is somebody has broken maybe a hip or some type of fracture, and they end up in the hospital and they have surgery. And then from there, they need to go to rehabilitation, also known as skilled nursing. And so they'll get a list from the case manager, because the case managers, their patient load is so great in almost any hospital in the world. And so that's about all they can do to assist with that is give them a list and let them have some choices that way. The gentleman that called, yes, he's going to get a list for his wife, and I'm going to help him with that later this afternoon. And that is part of what I do, is evaluate what the choices are. And sometimes the best option may not be on the list. Those are just simply suggestions. So I will learn again about what their needs are and what the plans are post-rehab, because the rehabilitation is just a short time that they'll be there, most patients. Right.
Well, that's really important, because the list that the hospital gives might be an old list, and the case managers there might not be able to visit every place that is available in town like you do.
That is very true, and that's a big part of what I do. I'm not going to recommend any place, whether it's skilled nursing, rehab, assisted living, unless I have actually been there and I have an experience with a patient and a family that has been to any of those places.
That's super important. I want to talk about something that I help my clients with. I call it the take care of clause. And Beth, after 19 years of practice, I've sort of grouped my clients by their preference for how they want to be taken care of. So even if they're just in their retired stage of life, I still ask them, but besides planning your last will, how you give your stuff after you die, we need to talk about how you want to be taken care of. And number one, some people want to stay home no matter what, even if it's expensive, even if the doctor says it's not a good idea. Some people want to go to the nicest retirement community in town. They want to play cards. They want to be social. They want to go on excursions. They want to have activities. Some people don't want to be a burden, and they want to leave the largest inheritance they can. So their direction is save the most money that you can. And so that's why I developed the Take Care of clause, because some family caregivers, the agent under power of attorney, sometimes they bring the power of attorney into my office and they say, I'm the power of attorney, what do I do next? You ever have people like that?
Yes.
They don't know what to do.
They don't know.
Because the questions are overwhelming. You know, what type of care is needed, who's going to provide it, and how do I pay for it, and all of that. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted my clients to be more proactive and write that down. And so some attorneys just focus on giving people permission to make decisions for the senior. I like to have instructions, because even if I tell my son and daughter that I never want to live in a nursing home, they might not remember that, 20, 30 years from now, unless they were like my mama and constantly talking about it every day. So we do the Take Care of clause, which is a set of instructions that says that my trust will pay for this type of care. Well, then it's really clear, right? So if you're interested in the Take Care of clause, contact us at Marquardt Law Firm at 210-530-4278, or go online at marquardtlawfirm.com. You can chat. That's M as in mother, A-R-Q-U-A-R, D as in David, T as in Timothy, lawfirm.com. So is there a time, Beth? Tell everyone how to contact you again.
My phone number is 210-632-1701. That's Beth Nixon at Graceful Guidance. And you can also visit my website at graceful-guidance.com.
Oh, I wanted to tell you, I did go to your website, and I saw a picture of you with the piano.
Oh, okay.
In the magazine?
Yes.
That's your piano?
No, that's someone else's. That was a photo shoot I did.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That one's white. Mine's black.
Okay. That's cool that you're taking piano lessons again. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you about the moving process, because if a senior isn't going to be able to pay for 24-hour care at home, and that's really what they need memory care or help with activities of daily living, and so they're going to be moving out of their home. How can you help with that? What resources can you provide?
So that is the biggest part of this whole process, is downsizing and moving. So what I do to help with that is I have a lot of different resources. I have people that I can refer for real estate if they want to sell their home. I have people that do downsizing. I have people that do estate sales, and they really help people fit what's most important to them into their new living space, which is going to be smaller. It's a downsize, but most people are most older adults live in the same areas of their home anyway. So leaving the big 3 or 4 bedroom house seems daunting, but we try to make it as seamless as possible with the downsizer and the estate sale, and we recommend people take their things and kind of see if it works and if it fits in that space, and then maybe go back and get more, or say this is going to work great. Then their adult children and other resources can help them liquidate the rest of their belongings.
Yeah, you really do know a lot of people. It reminds me of this song on country radio called I Know a Guy. I got a guy for that.
Yes, that is very true. I even help with if people have to rehome their pets, if they have too many that they can't. There's usually a 2-pet limit at most places, but I also have helped with that too, with rehoming animals.
Yeah, that's super important. I'd hate for them to just be left in the backyard. I read about that in the newspaper sometimes. It's just heartbreaking.
That is.
Something that's also heartbreaking, though, is when a senior loses the ability to drive, and when you tell them they have to move. So do you also provide counseling?
Absolutely.
Therapy for that?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of resources for therapists that help with that transition. And everything's mobile now too, which is great. We have mobile dentists, mobile podiatry, mobile doctors, mobile labs, mobile x-rays, mobile therapists. So yes, I definitely provide any and all resources that
You've
have
had
to
that
do.
situation where somebody was visibly in distress, so over the thought of leaving their home.
Absolutely. And again, a lot of people, once they do it, they say, I wish I would have done this sooner, because it's just daunting thinking about the unknown. But once you're there in an environment that's supportive, you've around like-minded people, you've got great food, you've got access to transportation. If you have indeed quit driving, you've got access to care and support. And most places are pet friendly, as we were speaking about pets. So that's very important to a lot of people, that they can bring their pets with them.
Yeah,
and they
I,
can.
If I had to go somewhere, Lexi would have to come with me.
Absolutely. She's with you right now.
Yeah, where is she? She's taking a nap. Well, we're nearing the end of the show. I just want to ask our listeners a couple of questions. Are you 100% confident that no matter what happens in the financial markets, economy, or world events, that you'll achieve your financial goals? If not, Financial Planning HQ has a process to get your financial house in order and keep it that way forever. Remember to call Steve Warren, President of Financial Planning HQ, if you have questions about whether your financial advisor is looking out for your best interest. 210-685-2722. Beth, thank you for joining us and helping people find good care and good senior living. Next week, we're going to be talking to Anna Cruz about year-end tax planning. And if you learned something today and you want a friend to benefit from what you learned, tell them to watch the show on Facebook or on YouTube, or listen to the podcast anywhere, or talklawradio.com when they're cooking, cleaning, exercising, or working in the garage. Thank you for listening. I'm Todd Marquardt with Talk Law Radio. I'll talk to you later.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.